Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Well, today's a big day. Mika is coming out of the water for her annual service. I'm a bit nervous actually. We're talking full lift out, pressure wash, and also I've got to check the anodes and give her a nice new coat of Antifoul to keep her bottom clean. But she's been sitting in the water for quite a while over the winter, so goodness knows what's on the bottom of her. She's probably growing a green moustache. So I'm heading her over to the lift out now. Let's take a look. So the first challenge I had today was, well, first of all, getting up at 5 o'clock this morning. And secondly, we've got a 20 knot wind today, so actually just getting out of the pen was in itself quite tricky. So I'm going to have to drive her onto the lift as well. So I'm just hoping that the wind is going to slow down just a little bit for me, and the weather gods are kind. So I'm approaching the very expensive parking space now. The boys are ready. They've got the Tammy lift in place, and I've got to drive this in very, very carefully, ready to get Mika hoiked out of the water. This is always a very scary moment. Morning! There she is. Mika goes for a bit of a fly. It's always a nasty moment. Boys do a great job putting the straps in place, but you just don't want her to go swinging. And it's a windy day today, but she's looking pretty stable. Going for a little bit of a ride, and the boys will do some of the pressure washing, which is handy. It's been 2 years since she was anti-fouled, but actually not looking too bad at all. So first stop, the wash bay, a sort of B-day for boats. Well, win-win. Mika is safely in the washdown and she didn't fall out of the slings. There's nothing much I can do now until she's had her clean up, so I'm off for a coffee. Cheers, I got my coffee from the Wild Bakery and I'm off to go and do some scrubbing. How exciting. So here she is, her home for the next few days. Let me take you round and we'll see what needs doing. So this is where the straps were, so you can see that she still needs a bit of a clean and a jet wash to get rid of her winter growth. So down here are the anodes, which are actually quite corroded, which I actually put on this time last year. So it means that they've done their job, but they need replacing. So all this green stuff on the Antifoul is hormones left over from barnacles that have now been scrubbed off. It's basically saying to other female barnacles, come here, we're having a bit of a party. So I need to sand all this down. And speaking of barnacles, there's a few still stuck on here, so I'm going to have to get a plastic scraper to get rid of these little cheeky monkeys. Here's the prop. Quite a lot of concretion on here, so this will all need sanding down and then some special paint putting on her. Okay, time for a bit of defuzzing. It's a good job I don't have to do the whole boat with this feeble little thing, but anyway, shouldn't take too long. Scraping the barnacles off. This right here is probably the pooiest job of the lot. This is where the water outlet is for the heads. And I've got to clean it. Ugh. Luckily, I've got a hose to do it. I'm not doing it by hand. No way. Okay, now it's time to get filthy, and not in a good way. I've got to sand down the old Antifoul and get it off using a big industrial sander. It's a mucky, nasty job, but luckily I have one of these. Now, we have these at work, and they're nicknamed sperm suits. You'll see why when I put it on. Well, the only size they had in the shop was large, and I'm definitely not large, so I'm probably going to end up looking like a ghost for Halloween in this outfit. Let's see what it looks like. I think it might be a bit see-through too. Whoops. Well, it's really hot today, so I think I'm just going to take this top off, shove the sperm suit up, and see what happens. Here it goes. It's huge. Very unattractive piece of equipment. Gorgeous. What do you reckon? Feel like a big teddy bear actually. Oh, I could also put the hood up just to finish off this gorgeous looking outfit. Maybe we should do a try on. Sperm suit try on. Oh, now I can't see. Well, you can see why it's called sperm suit. Just occurred to me, here I am, wearing it again. Okay, red top back on. These sperm suits are more transparent than I thought they were. I can't get away with this in the boatyard. Sorry. Well, how do I look? Time to get going. Phew, so it's 3 hours later, lots of sanding, a rinse off. I've had a rinse off too, and she's ready to be anti-fouled. That's one of the most horrible jobs I've had to do in a long time. So here we have the anode that I've taken off the boat, and I'm going to replace it with this brand new shiny new one. As you can see, it's pretty pitted and corroded, and if this hadn't been on the boat, then this sort of damage would have occurred on my keel. Good job we had them, really. I've also wire brushed the prop and sanded it with 80 grit sandpaper, and now it's ready to be painted with the special Antifoul paint. Saving the best job of the day until last. Lubricating my cocks. All 4 of them. Sea cocks, that is. So inside here is a ball valve, so I've got to squirt some lubricant into that and then hop upstairs and give my cock a good jiggle to loosen it up. It's incredible how stiff these cocks get. So it's the end of the first day, and I'm actually really happy with the state of the boat. Apart from a few standard maintenance things, there isn't a huge amount to do, but I'm still going to be busy over the next few days. Tomorrow is going to be cleaning and polishing the hull, because it's pretty grubby. Well, the great thing about working on an Australian boatyard is that you're never that far away from an Australian beach. Great way to end a day after working so hard. Well, it's day 2 and I'm a little bit stiff this morning after yesterday's antics. But anyway, today is washing, scrubbing and polishing. Let's get to work. Okay, I've got my handy lance here ready to jet wash the deck. Now I've got a hard or soft option. Bit of a no-brainer really. Go hard every time. It's a wet job, this one. So I've felt like I've spent all morning jet washing the deck and the hull, and I've also cut the paintwork just to get rid of any grime. Now I'm going to apply some polish and then buff her up. Auto glim. If it's good enough for Aston Martin, it's good enough for body. Bit of white stuff and rub it in. This makes your arms ache. I'm going to need a massage after this. Any offers? Well, that's all the polish put on. Anyone want to see me buff? Hopefully it all comes out nice and shiny. Well, that's day 2 done and dusted. Ah, what do you think? She's looking pretty good. So I've had enough of scrubbing bums. Tonight I'm taking a night off to go and see James Blunt in Perth. Apparently he subscribes to me. No, I don't think he does really. But anyway, I'm looking forward to a great night. Ah, there we go. All finished. Quite like the orange line. Might keep it. Anti-fouling really is a mucky job. Lucky I've got my trusty sperm suit on. Gorgeous, eh? Time for some fresh anodes. Here it is, all painted up. It's time critical this, so I didn't film it, but it's starting to look pretty good. And now the most satisfying thing of all, taking the tape off. It's a bit like pulling a band-aid off, really, but less painful. Look at those nice clean lines. Awesome. Don't like to blow my own trumpet. I think I've done a good job. Well, that's pretty much job done. She's ready to go back in the water. The final question that remains is, which of us has the best bum? So here she is. Mika's had her full body spa treatment. She's looking pretty good, and she's ready to go back in the water. Well, I'm really glad I'm not responsible for driving this big piece of machinery. I think I would have clogged a few $1 million worth of boats along the way if it was me. I can't even control a shopping trolley. Typically when she came out the water it was blowing a gale, and this morning it's really windy as well. So let's hope she gets into the water safely and she floats. Fingers crossed. Okay, so she's out of the service jetty and I'm having a little bit of a nightmare. I did check the engine after I serviced her, but I think she's got a little bit of fuel starvation and she keeps cutting out. So I'm just doing a few laps of the harbour here, just to hopefully run the engine through a little bit before I put her in the pen. It's blowing 20 knots and the last thing I want is to try and put her in a pen and the engine cut out again. So bear with me, I might just turn you off for a little while. Rescue helicopter over there, I need her in a minute, come back! Okay, well, after about half an hour of doing donuts in the marina, trying to get my engine sorted, she's ticking over a little bit better. She has died a couple of times, but I've got to go to work in a minute, so I'm going to have to try and get her in the pen. Wish me luck. Well, that's a relief. I'm safely in the pen and just listen to her. She is purring like a kitten, the little monkey. Anyway, it was a bit of a hairy moment and it's a bit frustrating because I'd already cleaned out the fuel and the fuel tank. So I don't know, hopefully that is just the first and last glitch of the sailing season, which is about to start. And for those of you that are saying, did you put fuel in it? Did you put the right fuel in it? Yes, absolutely, I did. Well, she's parked back in her pen, looking as if she hasn't caused me any stress at all. It's been a busy week, but I think she's looking pretty good now and ready for lots of adventures this summer. Hopefully you'll come and join me with those too. I'm Bonnie English. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe found it a little bit useful. If you did, please like or subscribe. Until next time.